If you have plantar fasciitis, there's a good chance you've been told to stretch your calf muscles to fix it. Well, this might surprise you, but that strategy is a waste of time. After treating thousands of patients with PF, I've seen one common pattern over and over again: the presence of short, tight calf muscles. And unfortunately, the way most people are told to correct it is completely wrong. Unlocking tight calf muscles isn't solved by stretching 3 times a day with static stretching. That's not only outdated advice, it's virtually ineffective. I'm going to bust that myth today. In this video, I'm breaking down why traditional calf stretching is not helping your PF and how it could be making your heel pain worse. And I'll show you the smarter, most effective way to actually restore flexibility and eliminate your heel pain. I'll also explain how strengthening, not stretching, is the key to fixing PF the right way. And a little later, I'll walk you through 4 powerful exercises to finally reverse your plantar fasciitis. I'm Dr. Angela, and I'm the Plantar Fasciitis Doc, and I'm all about helping you ditch chronic heel pain at home. Most people don't realize how calf tightness leads to plantar fasciitis. When your calf muscles are tight, they limit normal ankle mobility, specifically dorsiflexion, the action of bringing your toes towards your shin. When dorsiflexion is restricted, your gait changes. Your body has to compensate, and the plantar fascia ends up taking loads it was never designed to handle. When this motion is restricted, the body doesn't just stop moving, it borrows from other areas to make up for loss of mobility. Another way to say this is if one joint isn't doing its job, another one will pick up the slack, and that's when the problems start. So, if your ankles are stiff, your body will start compensating down the chain. Instead of the ankle doing its share, your arch collapses, you begin to overpronate, and your plantar fascia starts absorbing the extra load. Over time, that extra stress causes micro tears, irritation, and eventually chronic plantar fasciitis. Does that make sense? We're not just talking about foot pain here. It's a whole kinetic chain issue. If you've been struggling with plantar fasciitis and can't seem to shake it, you could be overlooking this one area. I'll show you how to fix that a little later in the video. So, why does everybody seem to have tight calf muscles? There is one primary reason, and this might surprise you, but it's elevated heels in footwear. I'm not just talking about women's high heels. Almost every conventional shoe on the market has some degree of heel elevation. Some have 4 or 5 millimeters of drop, but many have 8 to 10 millimeters or more. And that's actually considered standard in the footwear industry. You'd think that if nearly all shoe companies designed shoes this way, there'd be some solid research supporting it, but there is none. Here's what happens when your heel is constantly lifted. It's like standing on a ramp all day. That position keeps your calf muscles and Achilles tendon shortened, which leads to chronic tightness, stiffness, and limited ankle motion. Over time, that restriction changes how your foot moves, stresses your fascia, and even affects your knees and posture. And here's the kicker. Many of the shoes marketed as being great for plantar fasciitis, like Hoka's, Brooks, New Balance, and Asics, actually contribute to the problem. They may feel soft and supportive at first, but that built-in heel lift is working against you long term. Standing on a ramp all day has its consequences: shortened calf muscles, poor ankle mobility, collapsed arches, and overloaded fascia. The alternative is to wear shoes that are completely flat from heel to toe, also called zero drop. This distributes your weight evenly and helps restore natural calf length and arch support. I put together an approved shoe list of the brands and models I recommend for plantar fasciitis. If you'd like a copy of that, just put the word shoes in the comments and I'll be sure to send it your way. I wanted to share with you more about why stretching isn't the best approach to increase flexibility. Static stretching is a type of stretching where you hold a stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. For years, that was the gold standard for treating most musculoskeletal conditions. We thought if you just stretch long enough, you'll gain flexibility and your pain will go away. But research now shows that static stretching is completely ineffective for plantar fasciitis. Sure, it might feel good for a few minutes, just like wearing a night splint all night. But here's the problem. It doesn't build tissue capacity. It doesn't train your fascia, tendons, and muscles to actually handle load. And without that, you don't get better. It's not that all stretching is bad. It's just not the most effective way to reverse PF, rebuild strength, and actually fix the problem. When you strengthen your muscles and tendons and fascia, not only are you making them stronger, you're also remodeling the tissues so they become more flexible, more elastic, and better able to handle stress. So if you've been stretching like crazy but still hobbling out of bed every morning, this could be why. New research on plantar fasciitis is emerging all the time. Now, PF is considered to be more similar to a tendinopathy, like Achilles tendinopathy or peroneal tendinopathy, rather than a classic inflammatory condition despite the itis suffix implying inflammation. Therefore, treatment focused on reducing inflammation, resting, icing, static stretching does not work. Rehabilitation for PF aligns more with tendinopathy principles, and this is why strengthening with progressive loading is preferred over static stretching. Before I demonstrate the exercises, I wanted to explain how tendons are best repaired. Tendons speak in the language of load. So using progressive loading is the most effective way to build both strength and flexibility. Progressive loading is a rehab principle where you gradually increase the intensity, resistance, and load over time, meaning you gradually increase the demand placed on your tissues over time so they adapt, grow stronger, and more flexible. In the context of plantar fasciitis, this means gradually building strength in the foot and lower leg to handle more load and pressure. And here's the good news. This approach prevents recurrence. So you can finally fix your PF for good because progressive loading focuses on fixing the structural imbalances that cause the problem in the first place. By the way, if you want a step-by-step roadmap on exactly how to do this, I put together a free guide that lays out the whole recovery process. Just put the word guide in the comments and I'll be sure you get a copy of that. I wanted to share with you the 4 most effective exercises to improve calf strength and flexibility and ankle mobility. These are the exact ones I give my patients, and they're simple but powerful when you do them consistently. They'll help restore mobility, reduce stress on your plantar fascia, and build long-term resilience. I developed a tool called the Fascia Flex Trainer. It holds your big toe and other toes in extension while you perform calf raises. And this is huge because it activates something called the windlass mechanism. Here's a quick science lesson. When your big toe extends as you walk, it tightens the plantar fascia, stabilizes the arch, and turns your foot into a strong lever to push you forward. Without this mechanism, your fascia stays weak and overloaded. So by loading the fascia with your toes extended, you're literally training your body to restore that natural function. That's how you rebuild strength. If you don't have a Fascia Flex trainer, you can place a rolled up towel under your toes during your calf raises. Here is the 3-step progression of calf raises. Then I have one exercise to improve ankle mobility. There are 3 levels to this progression. The first exercise is calf raises with a ball between your heels. Stand with your toes extended on the Fascia Flex trainer or a rolled up towel. Place a ball between your heels, squeeze gently, and perform very slow heel raises. This introduces load while keeping it safe and controlled with your toes in extension. Perform 1 to 3 sets of 15 repetitions every other day. Do this for 2 to 3 weeks before moving to the next exercise. The second exercise in the progression is eccentric loading calf raises. After 2 to 3 weeks of regular calf raises, progress to this version. Stand with your toes extended on the trainer or a towel. Rise up on both feet, then lift one leg and slowly lower with the other. Up on 2, down on 1. Eccentric loading is the slowly lowering part and is proven to remodel tendons and fascia, improving both strength and flexibility. Perform 1 to 3 sets of 15 reps every other day. The last exercise in the progression is single leg calf raises. This is an advanced movement, so be sure you have developed enough strength and are ready for this level of intensity. After 2 weeks of eccentric calf raises, progress to single leg calf raises. Lift one heel at a time, rising slowly on the ball of your foot while keeping toes extended. Perform 1 to 3 sets of 15 reps per side every other day. After you complete the progression and have added each new exercise, continue performing 1 set of each variation in the sequence. For example, 3 sets total every other day. 1 set of calf raises with a ball, 1 set of eccentric loading calf raises, and 1 set of single calf raises every other day. The last exercise is my favorite way to improve ankle mobility. Kneeling ankle rocks. Start in a kneeling position facing a wall. Shift your weight forward onto the front foot and try to touch your knee to the wall without lifting your heel. Hold that position for 2 seconds, then rock back to the starting position. Repeat 15 reps on each side. Start with once a day, and as your range of motion improves, you can increase to twice daily. Improving ankle mobility is one of the most overlooked yet powerful steps you can take to recover from plantar fasciitis. If you want to learn more about other outdated advice that might actually be holding back your recovery, check out my video, The Old Way versus the New Way to Treat Plantar Fasciitis. Watch that one next.